What a week it was for the Dallas Cowboys from AT&T Stadium as they take down the Philadelphia Eagles 24-21 in Week 12. This is Cowboys Update. We're outside the Ford Center on just off the Cowboys practice field here at the Star in Frisco as they get ready to take on the Kansas City Chiefs in a short week, a Thanksgiving matchup in Week 13. But first, we got to take a look back at what an improbable win it was for the Dallas Cowboys. How about this? Down 21-0 with nothing going their way. Fumbles, red zone interceptions, drops abundant for Dallas, but things started to turn around midway through the second quarter. Your playmakers started making plays. Dak Prescott throwing it to both CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens had a day. He finishes with over 350 yards passing, and the Cowboys come all the way back to win it on a walk-off 42-yard Brandon Aubrey field goal. Coach Schottenheimer talking about the resiliency of his team.
Yeah, Patrick, it's what we've talked about from the beginning. You know, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. You can't win the game in the first quarter, second, third, but you win the game in the fourth quarter, man. And we just talked about that. We shot ourselves in the foot. I told them that. But I told them believe. You know, believe in each other, believe in the fact we're going to find a way to do it. And I really think today really epitomized a lot of things that those guys have been believing and doing. And it was great to get that win against a damn good football team.
The Cowboys, with their first comeback of 20 points or more that the NFL has seen over the last two seasons, it also matches the franchise best come-from-behind victory. They finished with 125 yards rushing, 350 yards passing. Javonte Williams, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, and then Kevontae Turpin all had a big-time impact in this game. And then, of course, the Cowboys hold the Eagles in check on the defensive side. That defense was crucial in this matchup. The defense and special teams unit, for that matter, forcing crucial takeaways. It's just the second game this season that the Philadelphia Eagles have allowed only 2 turnovers in the game, and both of them coming late in that matchup. Quinnen Williams talking about how playing with these guys next to him have certainly built his confidence, but it's built the confidence of the entire team.
The constructive criticism that we owned up to in the locker room, to come out in the second half to be able to execute to the best of our ability was amazing to see and amazing to be a part of. So. I think the biggest thing, the defensive line kind of just told each other, man, we got playmakers in our room, and we got to go out here to make plays. In the run game and the pass game, somebody in the defensive line room has to make a play. And then Osa made one of the game-changing plays that he made. A lot of guys in that room made the game-changing plays. So it's super dope to be a part of an amazing group that we have. So.
Both Quinnen Williams and really the entire front seven for Dallas lived up to the expectation as they held Saquon Barkley, one of the NFL's top running backs, to a season-low 22 rushing yards in the Week 12 win. They are starting to look like they were intended to look when Dallas made the trades for both Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson prior to the trade deadline. 2 weeks since then, they've now held Ashton Jeanty to a season low, and they've held Saquon Barkley to a season low rushing. Additionally, on the offensive side of the football in that matchup, Dak Prescott becomes the Cowboys' all-time leading passer in it as he passes Tony Romo. 34,183 is what Tony Romo had coming in with career passing yards throughout. He was the all-time Cowboys leader, and now he is no longer, as Dak Prescott stands alone at the top of the list. He talked about the importance of breaking the record, taking a moment to savor it, but still, he had a task at hand, and that was win the football game.
Yeah, oh no, yeah. They did the whole deal when we were during the timeout break, and some of the guys were congratulations, and I'm like, no, like whatever. Like, we'll celebrate this when we win. Like, I don't want to hear anything about that right now. And yeah, so I mean now I can, enjoy that a little bit. Reflect, sure, smile, laughed. I can tell you, when initially I looked up and saw my name up there and saw that there was a little emotion that hit me that I damn sure wasn't ready for and didn't know that would come. And I think that's why I countered it with anger of like, no, let that go. Like, we'll celebrate this later. Blessed, thankful. I'm just a result of a lot of hard work, good people around me, great teammates that care, and we're going to keep going.
Congratulations to Dak Prescott, who, of course, becomes the all-time leading passer. And one of the guys that helped him get there was George Pickens on Sunday afternoon. What a game Pickens had as he goes 9 receptions on 9 targets in his second straight game with over 140 receiving yards and the touchdown in this matchup. They needed a wide receiver to step up big as CeeDee Lamb struggled early in the game. Pickens did just that, making some miraculous catches. He even had the catch that set up Brandon Aubrey's game-winning 42-yard field goal on the final drive. 4th most yards since 1978. With a 100% catch rate, all 9 targets, all caught by George Pickens. He even played through a little bit of injury to have this final reception that put Dallas inside the 25-yard line and helped them kick the game-winning field goal. But not a lot of time for Dallas to rest on this win over the Philadelphia Eagles. They have another Super Bowl representative coming to town this week as the Kansas City Chiefs enter off a come-from-behind victory of their own. They score 14 points in the 4th quarter and overtime to come back to beat the Indianapolis Colts this past week. 23-20 was the final score from Arrowhead Stadium. It took everybody from Kansas City's side of things to end up beating the Indianapolis Colts, just like it took everybody for the Cowboys to come from behind and defeat the Philadelphia Eagles. This is going to be a monumental Thanksgiving matchup for the Cowboys and the Chiefs that could possibly reset some new records for NFL regular season viewership numbers. Of course, Patrick Mahomes, Rashee Rice and company still playing at a high level, but both teams are on the outside looking in to the playoff picture right now, which is more unfamiliar territory for Kansas City as a team that has made it to 7 straight AFC championship games. That's the 2nd longest streak in the NFL at the moment. But Patrick Mahomes playing as the starter for the first time in Dallas. Of course, he was on the team back in 2017, but Alex Smith was the starter back at AT&T Stadium. It's only the 2nd time that he has faced Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys, and it'll be the first time in his home state of Texas. Now, my key for the Cowboys to get a Week 13 win, you got to get off to a quick start. You can't give 21 points to every team in the NFL and then hope to come from behind to win that football game. So even though Kansas City isn't playing a great brand of football right now, they're still very talented and they have some key contributors on both sides of the ball. Dallas, I beg of you, get off to a good start at AT&T Stadium. Make sure that Thanksgiving crowd is in it early. And I think Dallas is actually playing better football right now, and they should come out with a win. There are plenty of ways to digest your holiday Cowboys content this week, as you can download the Cowboys Now app, Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, with all sorts of shows, documentaries, and extra content that you can check out. A podcast you could possibly check out on that list as well, including Media Mash from Tuesday through Thursday, as you get local media members that are contributing on the Cowboys platform. Of course, things get kicked off every day at 8 a.m. And then this week, from the Star in Frisco, we have Barry Church, Isaiah Stanback, and Nate Newton joining myself for Cowboys Pregame Live, leading you all the way up to kickoff of that monumental matchup between the Cowboys and the Chiefs. We get started at 2 p.m. Central Time. For our entire Dallas Cowboys crew, I'm Kyle Youmans saying so long from outside the Cowboys facility here at the Star in Frisco, and just in front of the Ford Center, the Cowboys about to take the practice field for that matchup this week against Kansas City.